Ultrakill Act 2. My expectations for Act 2 were quite high, and to say the least, they did not disappoint. If you're interested in Act 1, then the link's in the description, but let's just get straight to the dry stuff. The desert is definitely one way to introduce an act, especially when the sand is boiling hot and the pyramids tower over you. But with new level designs come new mechanics. Let me introduce you to the dual wielding capabilities. This small little buff that lasts a minute or two is also the same reason of what makes the devs spend a little too much time having fun. Until I stopped having fun with the mission 4-2. I'm pretty sure I encountered a bug of some sort, but I progressed through as usual, beat some homeless man who arose from the bricks, and then logged off. But when I went back to play it, I was stuck in an endless loop. I couldn't press escape. Half the shit I did didn't even matter, like my keybinds were not working. So after like an hour of working it out, I finally managed to move on to the next section, which involves shooting into the abyss, because the only thing you have is a trusty torch. This level honestly scared the shit out of me. Seeing some of the weakest enemies, like the shitty ass zombie who doesn't even have arms, just emerge from the dark. That was enough to make me quit the mission. I'd rather fight Gabriel again. But I went onwards and found myself in a ruined pyramid, only to see an old friend who had a new arm and a new motive for killing me. V2. This fight was spectacular. Sliding across the pyramid while shooting at each other was one hell of a way to fight. So with one robot murdered, we acquire ourselves a new arm, which is just a grappling hook. After being stuck in a place that hadn't seen a drop of water for decades, we find where all the water went. I do wish I could say this water level was really good, but it was then outclassed by the next stage, of when you make it to the surface, with rain pouring down, and it was just awesome. That's when the atmosphere really sunk in. Anyway, the environment of the rain, awesome, pretty cool. That soon came to an end when the ferryman arrived. I actually did end up beating this guy first try, which was a bit of a surprise to me because I heard he was difficult, but I guess not. With the boss out the way, my ego lifted. I swept the boat clean of any enemies and find our next weapon, the rocket launcher. The first mode of the rocket launcher essentially stops time, but only for rockets. So on one hand, you feel like Quicksilver, while on the other, the enemies just think you're autistic. The second mode allows for some cannonball shenanigans, and the third awakens the inner flamethrower. With a new weapon to our addition, we're ready to fight the next boss. But first, we gotta make our way through a creepy stage that somehow got us underwater again. And something tells me I'm gonna be fighting a sea beast on a boat. What the fuck is a Leviathan? For the first time in Ultrakill, that's set in hell, we actually look like we're in hell. And to be honest, there isn't much to say about these levels, except for this one part, which I kept dying on, but whatever. Next we fought two hideous masses, which did not deserve a boss health bar, because their efforts were embarrassing, but our next boss did. Gabriel, the Apostle of Hate.
I've only known a taste of victory. Is this my blood? I've never known such relief.
Probably going to be going through on this Ultrakill playthrough. Act 3 seems like it's going to be crazy. So until then, see you later. Okay, so that was meant to be the end of the video until I found out that Act 3 doesn't exist. Which might sound strange, but I thought it was actually finished. Because I did hear people talking about how Minos Prime was like the hardest boss, and I saw some clips on him. And I was like, so it must be in Act 3. But soon after watching this video on the lore of Ultrakill, which is very well made, and I suggest you watch it, I realized Act 3 isn't finished. And it turns out in order to fight Minos Prime, I have to P-rank the Prelude and Act 1. Which I cannot be bothered doing in this video. But if this video, miraculously, gets 10,000 likes, I will P-rank the entire game on the hardest difficulty, while my balls are in a knot and currently having my left eye gouged out.